And our next big newsmaker of the day on O'Connor Tonight is me, strangely. So I relinquish the interview chair to Doug Blair, our producer. Go ahead, Doug, fire away.
Well, Larry, thank you so much for allowing me the opportunity to interview you.
Don't get used to it.
You can never just stay out of trouble.
I don't know how this happened. Well, go ahead and set it up. Explain what
so,
happened here.
Larry, you are currently in a bit of a tiff with Rep. Abigail Spanberger from Virginia.
Congresswoman, two-term congresswoman.
Exactly,
yeah.
Over some debate. What is going on?
I don't have it. First of all, you know me. I'm a lovable, cuddly teddy bear, and I don't have a beef with a congresswoman. Well, I have a little beef with a congresswoman. What happened was she's up for re-election. Mm-hmm. Let me just be clear on who Abigail Spanberger is. She ran for the 7th Congressional District. This was Dave Bratt's district, libertarian, conservative Republican. Before that, it was Eric Cantor. This has been a Republican district in Virginia for decades.
Right.
She ran in the big blue wave of 2018, anybody associated with Trump's got to go, right? And she ran as a former CIA analyst, conservative Democrat, moderate, Republican-friendly Democrat. I'm nonpartisan, she would say. And she won. Yeah. And she won re-election in 2020, and now she's facing the political fight of her life. She's up against an incredibly attractive, passionate candidate, Republican candidate, Yesli Vega. Right. It's gotten very dirty down there with all the ugly negative ads. Spanberger refuses to debate, so they finally locked in a debate. Sure. All right, the debate was going to be this Friday. And I had not announced this yet, but all week last week they were asking me, the organizers of the debate, asked me to be a co-moderator.
Now was this like a bipartisan committee that was asking you?
These were two organizations that were putting on the debate, and it was League of Women Voters, and I think and I'm so sorry for forgetting the name of this group. It's like 100 Voices or something like that. But it is co-presented by those two groups. Representative reached out to me, asked me to clear my schedule, wanted to know if everything would, if I would do it, and I agreed to it. And Friday morning, I got the confirmation. You're in, we're going, let's do it.
Sure.
And it was going to be two. It was going to be myself, and it was going to be a reporter from PBS. We were going to be co-moderators.
Maybe a little more liberal.
I won't characterize my colleagues' politics. I think that, but it is what it is.
Sure, of course.
And then I got on a plane. I traveled this weekend. Yes. I flew to your home state of Oregon. My dad lives in Oregon. We had a big family get-together. So I get to the airport, and I'm flying to Oregon. And while I'm in the air, I said, I'll buy the internet package, see what's going on there, Friday night, news stories. And suddenly I see my name all over the place.
Never a good sign.
Congresswoman Abigail Spanberger put out a statement that said that she refuses to debate if I'm one of the moderators.
Right. So I guess my question then is, what was her motivation? Did she say something along the lines of, oh, he's a partisan hack, I can't deal with this, or, oh, he's going to ask me two tough questions? What was her motivation?
Well, she said in her statement, now let's just be clear here. I had been confirmed as the debate moderator.
Right.
Yesli Vega, the congresswoman, or the candidate, put out a statement, very excited to finally debate Abigail Spanberger. It's going to be next Friday, the 22nd. I even exchanged information with my co-moderator because she said, it looks like we're going to be doing this thing together. Great. Her statement said that Yesli Vega, the Republican challenger, demanded that a right-wing talk radio host, extremist, divisive, spreader of lies, all this kind of defamatory stuff about me. Yeah. She said that she refuses to debate if Yesli Vega demanded that I was going to be on the stage. Because I don't know why. I mean, if she has this preconceived notion of who I am, then she should be prepared for whatever questions I give her, and she should show her constituents that if she can't handle me, how is she going to handle, Speaker of the House Kevin McCarthy or Jim Jordan or any other Republican congressman?
But we should break that down too, because as you just mentioned, this isn't something that that she recruited you for. No. It was the organizers of the debate that thought that you would be a good host.
Very important, and in fact, a little inside baseball here, we tried to get Yesli Vega on the. When I didn't even know this was happening, we launched the show 2 weeks ago. As you know, we've been identifying multiple House seats around the country where the Republican has a really good chance, and it's a good race. And Spanberger, or Yesli Vega was one of them. We reached out to her campaign asking her to come on this show as a guest, and we heard nothing, which was kind of weird.
It was strange.
Because usually they were, most campaigns are pretty responsive.
Exactly.
And now I know why.
Right.
The candidate, Yesli Vega, the Republican candidate, specifically didn't want to have any interaction with us because she knew that I was in the mix to be a moderator.
Exactly.
I didn't even know that at the time.
Exactly. And
so I heard nothing from Yesli Vega the entire time.
It does speak to the fact that it seems like Yesli Vega has a little more integrity on this issue than maybe her opponent does.
Yeah.
But so moving on from that, you are now being accused of being a bad person?
Yeah, I mean, listen, and I am a Republican. I'm conservative. Everyone knows where I stand. I'm paid to tell you where I stand. You know, the difference is a lot of these people who end up on the moderator stage, they pretend to be impartial. They pretend to not have a dog in the fight, but we know otherwise. Of course we know otherwise. I participated in the Republican primary presidential debates in New Hampshire in 2016. I asked a question to the entire panel of Republican candidates that year. I participated in the Republican primaries for the gubernatorial race in Virginia just last year, the one that Glenn Youngkin ended up winning. I just participated as a moderator for the Republicans running for Virginia 10th congressional district. My track record as a moderator is pretty clear.
Sure.
And when I have Democrats on the show and I have liberals on the show, I'm incredibly fair. Again, everyone knows where I stand.
Right.
But now this congresswoman, using the power of her seat, has come out and lied about me.
Well, Larry, how does that make you feel, too, that it sounds as if when a Republican or a conservative is put into question, they're always too biased to be a moderator.
That's right.
But
Chuck Todd can do it.
Exactly.
Or Candy Crowley can do it. Or Chris Wallace can do it.
But how does that make you feel,
John
then?
Harwood. I don't care. How I feel is irrelevant. Honestly. I'm sorry. I'm not your generation. I'm not about the feelings, okay? I'm a Gen Xer. We just suck it up. But I'm a little indignant that a congresswoman would use her platform and frankly use me as an excuse to get out of a debate. That's really what's at play here. Let's be clear, people. All across this country, Democrats are refusing to debate Republicans, and they're coming up with any excuse to do so. And I think I'm the latest excuse. Let's not forget, and we told you about this story last week, right here in Virginia on Friday, we revealed to you that a local congresswoman, a Democrat, she's a member of the House of Delegates for the State House in Virginia, she was proposing a bill that would make it child abuse if you did not affirm your little child's gender decision at the age of 11 years old. You remember this story. We told you about it on Friday. And this is a Democrat, and Abigail Spanberger, the congresswoman in question, she's endorsed this woman. She has supported this woman. And I think she knew that I was going to challenge her.
Right. It sounds like
the last thing she wants is to answer for not only this woman, but also Biden's policies.
It sounds like from what you're saying, this is an excuse. It's not necessarily that you're a bad moderator, which, I mean, you know.
I'm the excuse. They're using me as the excuse. She just doesn't want to debate Yesli Vega.
Exactly.
And I'm the excuse. But that's what annoys me. I mean, okay, you know what? I do have feelings about this.
Let's hear it.
I do have feelings about this because I'm kind of roadkill in this whole thing.
Yeah.
It's like, because I'm telling you, there is no way that I would have gotten the confirmation as the moderator of this debate if the Spanberger campaign had not given the sign-off.
Exactly.
And then after the fact, I was like, oh, we got to come up with an excuse, right?
Right.
Either that or they didn't know and they're incompetent. Okay? Pick your poison, Abigail Spanberger. Either you knew that I was going to be the moderator and you said okay and then just came up with this excuse, or you didn't know that I was going to be the moderator, said okay, which of course means that your campaign is incompetent.
Right. Well, just shameful behavior from the Abigail Spanberger campaign. But Larry, I really do appreciate you talking about this. And clearly, you know, this is something that doesn't reflect poorly on you. It reflects poorly on her campaign.
That's true. Thanks for having me on.
Of course.
Big fan, Doug.
Thank you for coming on my show. And with that, more O'Connor Tonight coming up next.